reside. They see no wave, it's a tide. I couldn't take a L if I tried. Let's get it. Funny when I start trying to play around with them, they really start feeling my vibe. They can't reach where I'm trying to reside. Out of reach if I fall, I'ma die. What you have, I slip.
Yo, what's good? What's happening? We back, brand new episode of Threes from the Ring podcast. You know what it is, it's your boy Chris J. Glad to be back, got the boy Datrell Sav on here.
Look, bro, look, my name for this podcast was originally going to be Mike Buddha hosts a hate account, because I am. But then I was like, I can't spell Buddha host, and I'm not going to look on Google for it. So I said Buck Slash. Cool. Now I want to say Bruce Brown. Who the fuck do you think you are?
Bruce Brown was off this shit, G.
Who the fuck do Bruce Brown think he is?
That nigga, G. I can't explain. What he did was wrong in every way.
Yeah, you want to know something right? So I does this league in 2K, which I simulated, and I pick a random draft for the past and pop it in sack of me, right? I got lucky and got Hakeem one draft because I was second. Fuck the Detroit Pistons for getting Jordan. But you don't even want to be in Detroit anyway. Won a chip like his second year, but you don't want to win in Detroit anyway. For some apparent reason, Kawhi went over there, but you don't want to be in Detroit anyway. Now, listen. The reason I say that is, as I continue to make the league, certain players that you look at now who probably are budding or role players are fucking crazy. Cole Anthony was on the Lakers, averaging 25.5 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 4.6 assists.
Hey, man, hooping.
Guess what Bruce Brown doing?
Free agent?
No, I don't think that. I think he one of the people that retired early. You ain't got no job. Because you ain't who you think you are, Bruce Brown. Your ass gonna get beat up in the locker room. You basically would took James Harden. If James Harden was in that position right now, the Bucks is gonna be crying in the locker room right now, dude. Because that floater, when it went in the sky, when it got fouled, and then that shit would have been an and one. I'm sorry. Let's talk about fucking UFC.
Yeah. Also, Tyler's here too. They introduced. All right, cool. But yeah, so we do got UFC to talk about. You know the vibes when it comes to that. It's 263. Datrell is 263. This number they on. Just letting you know.
Oh, I knew it was 263.
All right, just making sure because
I was actually studying yesterday. Low key, I'm not even gonna count. I didn't know we was recording yesterday, but I was literally studying what number it is. 263. Now when we review this thing next Thursday or whatever the hell else we record. Yeah, I might not remember that number, but I remember it now. 263. Chris, you ain't even gotta pull it up because we're gonna talk about 3 goddamn fights. We're not gonna talk about the whole card, even though the card is really, really good. Look, at the bottom, you got Nate Diaz versus Leon Edwards. Really good fight. Both of these fights are basically saying whoever wins is next in line after the title fight. So after Kobe Covington versus Kamaru Usman, they're next in line after that. It's one of the must win for both of these guys. It's a fight we all love. It is a 5-round non-title fight. So take that how you want to take it. It should be really, really good. I should look on FanDuel to see if Nate Diaz got a cut in round 1, round 2, round 3, or round 4 type thing.
That'd be hilarious.
Is what you say?
I would say that would be hilarious because I'm definitely putting cut by round 2.
So, I probably get some betting on. I have better betting on basketball than I have on UFC. UFC is a different breed and try to do a parlay with because that shit is.
I don't parlay with UFC. That hell no. Let me just get
basketball,
my one. Let me get my one
person that will fuck you up, and my one person is LeBron James. I'm glad you're not in the playoffs right now. I lost money because of you. I think I was gonna win $1,000, but you proceeded to not hit 3 threes. That's all you have to do in a closeout game against the Phoenix fucking Suns when a nigga whose nickname is Boss Man is guarding you. Can't stand it. But back to the UFC. Shout out to that fight. Probably fight of the night, I would think, unless both of these niggas ring up around the roses. Second fight, you got Davis and Federico versus Brandon Morale. Chris, I'm not even looking at a fucking script right now and it's in the brain, bro.
Hey.
Fucking killing it, bro.
Hey,
But Figueredo versus Brandon Morale. Shout out to that fight. The last fight was a fight of your contender. It was literally a draw. Um, I would take if you want to know anything about them two fighters, watch they fight. It's on YouTube. I watched it the other day. I rarely watch whole UFC fights. That was a good one.
he does.
And then we have the main event of Israel Adesanya versus Marvin Vittori. It's the second fight. Niggas don't know this when Israel was coming up into the midweight. This is lightweight, right?
Middleweight.
Middleweight.
Yeah, middleweight.
Middleweight is right before heavyweight, correct?
Yes.
The middleweight division. I mean light heavy. Yeah, middleweight is right before light heavy. The middleweight division. He went against Marvin Vittori. Now, some people who has the brain to look back at those fights believe that Izzy actually won those. I mean that Marvin Vittori won, or it was a close fight. Woody woo. So they got a two. It's not the biggest hype fight around Izzy. He's coming off a loss, so the fight wasn't gonna be hype regardless. But it's good to see Izzy back in the ring. Hopefully he gets a dub, because unfortunately, it's a black guy going against a non-black, and I'm voting black, baby. So UFC 263 is going to be a really good card. I'm gonna have to bite the fucking bullet yet again, but I'm always good and I always love watching these fights. Unfortunately, I have to actually work fucking Saturday, so hopefully I can catch the early prelims like I always do. But yeah, shout out to UFC. I can't wait to watch it. We still waiting on. In other news, we still waiting on fucking John Jones to actually take a fight. Probably won't. He probably retired, Joe. On Twitter, all he do is show shooting videos. That shit kind of scary. Because imagine a 7-foot dude, a 6 foot like 5 nigga with the wingspan of Kevin Durant, big as fuck, coming to you with a fucking deuce. I'd be terrified. I'd be fucking terrified. But so we don't know. Yeah, I don't think the next big event is Conor versus Dustin Poirier. And like I said, I probably buy that fight. But if you're a person who's like, I buy fights now. I got the funds to probably buy each one. I'm saying that now, but who knows in the future? But the I definitely say if you ain't in that situation to buy each fight, tell you something. Go ahead and crack streams that shit. Dana White can't catch everybody. Now, that's it for UFC. I'll be on the lookout trying to get more in depth with UFC now to the fact that I fucking hate wrestling. So it gives me something else to take a gander at. But yeah, let's talk about some beautiful playoff basketball, man.
Yeah, there we go.
And I want to start off with Luka Fraud Dante. Look, man, another nigga that lost me. That nigga lost me a rack, I think. Was it a rack, Chris? I think that nigga lost me a rack.
Look, bro, you sent me stuff a different day, but you fucked up by saying that they were gonna win.
Gee, that nigga lost me. If I would have put lose, I should have put 30 points and I lost, G. I would have had a rack. Let me see if that was a rack, G. Hold on.
I think it was. You was sending me freaking parlays almost every other damn day.
No. It was only $112. The one that was a rack was, I think, the LeBron one.
I think it was. Hold on. That's the Rondo meme. Tell me you got that.
Bronze was a 69. It was one. Okay, I probably didn't put that in the chat. It was one that I put, and it was a rack, bro. I literally was gonna win a rack, and somebody failed me. It was probably Luka Doncic. But I also want to get serious. Like, is Luka Doncic a fraud? No, but it's time. He's not top 5. I'll put it like that. Right now, he's not top 5. Listen, Chris.
He's part of the revolving 5.
Nope. Just like Greek Freak probably get asked out this series. Shout out to, they probably don't hear this, but shout out to them elite niggas on Twitter. Hashtag elite, whatever the fuck they are. Also, shout out to Katie and them homeboys that do the boardroom. I listen, every time they do a spaces, I listen, right? Because they are good basketball heads. If I'm going to listen to anybody on Twitter, it's going to be them and not the people like Waj's fucking comment sections doing the creepy or being the copy pastas of fucking basketball.
Dude, them niggas keep that shit in they drafts.
Yeah, because they don't have a job. But now, when I was looking at, and this is the reason why I'm gonna get to y'all. That's why he ain't in the top 5 talk. And this is why Luka Doncic ain't there, because them triple doubles are tricking the fuck out of people. He don't play make. He don't. These are not. He playmakes in the regular season. In the play, and there's going Rick Carlisle too.
It's on that team.
His ass could not coach against Ty Lue for some apparent fucking reason. On defense, they did really, really good, right? On offense, he couldn't outcoach Ty Lue's defense, bro. He literally said, Luka, do what you gotta do. That was retarded basketball. Sorry for using the R word. That was reason being because this is Rick Carlisle's fault that Porzingis ain't playing good. It's not the big Lafayette. I had a name for him. That involved the rate because got one of them cases pending, but I can't remember. I probably remember by the end of the podcast. But look, I understand people saying go Chris Thompson Friday, but whose fault is that? You can't expect a 7-foot nigga, quote unquote unicorn, to stay hot or ready to play when you telling Luka to ball hog the whole game. And the only time this nigga touches the ball is when Luka pass it. It's like a 0.2 seconds left. Or he's stringing that bitch up to get hot. He's never hot. He can't physically get in rhythm because he never gets the ball in his hand. The same thing happens with Tim Hardaway Jr. When Luka's on the bench, Tim Hardaway Jr. don't know what the fuck to do because he's so used to getting the ball with 5 fucking seconds left to either run to the paint or shoot a three. What the fuck is he supposed to do? That loss is on Luka and Rick Carlisle. Luka did not adapt his game whatsoever. We know you can fucking get 40 on a whim on them two niggas, right? That's fucking fantastic. You drop 40 on Kawhi multiple fucking times. We know you can do it. That's cool. Drop 40. Tim Hardaway ain't making shit. Did he make shit to game 7?
A lot of them niggas ain't make shit in game 7.
We're gonna go down the line. Did he make shit game 7?
I don't recall.
Nope. Porzingis ain't gonna make shit. Did he make shit game 7? I think he had 13 points. Did he make shit? In a game 7? And you're the second best player? Is that making shit?
Nope.
Guess who made shit? Boban Bogdanovic. That was really bad. Watching that shit right there, watching Boban being the second best player on the fucking court, I wanted to shoot myself. I love Boban. Love him to death. He ain't supposed to be playing payoff minutes shit. So, I say all that to say, the Clippers escaped. They really did. They escaped. Ty Lue deserved more credit because people say Ty Lue can't coach.
The strongest, I'm going to say this about Ty Lue, at least in terms of playoff basketball, he knows how to make adjustments. He's bold in his adjustments.
That's what I was going to go with. He made adjustments that won in the game. The Luke Kennard 11-minute special.
And that's another thing, G. Muggs was just slandering saying Luke Kennard selling $63 million.
He heard that.
Heard all of that.
He heard every single one of it.
Just so you know, Mark Cuban.
I don't expect Ricardo. He got a ring. He went to pop positions. He retired on the Mavs, right? Jim Carrey ass nigga. But that's his fault. You can't tell me this is not on Rick Carlisle. What adjustment Rick Carlisle made
some blame.
other than putting Boban in the game?
I'm giving Rick Carlisle some blame but also like he's not top. I'm putting it more on how that roster is kind of constructed too.
Yeah. Hold on. Because the 3-and-D guy was playing like a 3-and-D guy.
Who's the 3-and-D guy?
What's his name? Huh?
Finney Smith. Yeah, he's the 3-and-D guy. Yeah. And
honestly, I don't have
he played the best of his role to the best he could. Limit Kawhi what he could. Kawhi was just Kawhi. Nothing he could do. Literally. Yeah. Playoff Kawhi
was so legit. No homo. He was crazy that series, bro.
Yeah. Like Kawhi was Kawhi. Yeah, like Kawhi's Kawhi.
I don't know about him in this Jazz series. I ain't watched game 1. Niggas fell asleep. You know what that game. Bro,
I think he had an ugly 20. We'll get to that shortly. But we'll get to that series shortly. But like with the Mavericks specifically, like I hear you with the Luka shit, but it's also like when I look at that roster, Tim Hardaway Jr. is not a bad player, but he should not be your second best perimeter player when you have a Luka type guy. I hear you about Porzingis, but also Porzingis act like he want to be a 3-point shooter sometimes, and that's an issue in itself.
But that's the thing. The way the offense is set up is for him to be a spot-up shooter. Because you can't cause the paint when Luka's going to drive. Luka can shoot threes, but the bitches, I mean, not the bitch, the niggas inefficient when it comes to games like that. Especially when you're going to get guarded by Kawhi. You're going to hit a couple step backs, but a lot of them about to be some ugly-ass threes. Just is. This is another thing. Luka is extremely ass on defense. We talk about Curry.
That's
we talk about Kyrie. Luka's so fucking bad.
Oh yeah,
the
he's
reason
a bad
they
defender.
was losing that game is because Kawhi challenged him every time up the court. Yeah. I'm gonna switch on Luka. He gotta stop me. And that was the annoying thing. The beautiful thing about the adjustment in the defense of the Clippers is stay consistent. There was some times when the switch got off and Luka was able to catch Batum and Luka was able to catch,
Reggie
Patrick
Jackson.
Beverly
No, Patrick Beverly literally played himself out the series. He got played out the series.
Say hello to Shanghai, my nigga. Say hello to Shanghai. Your ass is gone. But your ass is either about to be in Detroit, Orlando, or Beijing. There ain't nothing in between. Like, your ass is done. You about to be playing fucking Vietnamese basketball with goddamn Manny Pacquiao. You are done, bro. You are fucking done. But this, when you look at the defense, and you saw every time Luka tried to get the switch, Kawhi stayed on. You ain't gotta stop this man 100% of the time, but consistency on defense kill any offense.
Yeah,
it just does.
Eventually,
if you have a 7-foot nigga pulling up jumpers like his name fucking goddamn Mike with no hesitation, literally pulls up jumpers, and you surprised that they miss. But we get to KD praising later. Now, in this aspect of this game, it was so annoying to watch because it was winnable. Now, the talent is going to show, right? Talent is always going to show when it comes to series like this. We disrespected Kawhi by saying Luka was the best player on that court. That was cap.
But there was times he was though. Like we can't take that away from Luka. There was times he was.
I can't say that because on both ends I'm taking Kawhi over Luka in that series.
In both ends, I'm giving Kawhi defensively.
But I'm saying on both. Like, okay, Kawhi didn't drop 40, but they won fucking. They won every. They was able to win on a roll each game. Right? I know the Clippers. I know the Mavs.
That was a weird series when it came to winning.
But they was able to win on a roll. Wow, the Dallas Mavs have some of the craziest momentum ever. They was able to win twice on the road.
Both teams did.
Kawhi.
Both teams did that. You know that, right?
I know. No, well, technically, the Clippers ain't had the momentum that Dallas had going, 2-0, going home. That shit different. But the adjustments, that's all they had to say. The same thing that Mike Budenholzer should be doing, I had to turn this game on too. The same thing that Mike Budenholzer should be doing, who the fuck had 10? Shit. Hey, bro, if I see Luke,
Mitchell has 8.
If I see if I see Rudy Gobert hold up a Larry O'Brien trophy, I will shoot somebody. I'm saying it right now. Somebody getting shot. Like, if I see Rudy Gobert hold up a Larry O'Brien, I don't give a fuck about the Jazz. I'm not saying, it's a boost. I refuse. I think Rudy Gobert is an outstanding player. I refuse to see this nigga cried over an All-Star game, hold up a Larry O'Brien, okay? He gotta pay for that first. But back to Luka and the Dallas Mavericks. My thing is, I know people was on that Luka hat. I was too. I was ready to crown him as well. I was saying it was Western Conference Finals bound if they beat the Clippers, which I think they were. But the lack of adjustments to his game. Everybody adjusts. All the great players in the top 5 adjust their game. I say KD is the best player on the planet right now. KD will adjust his game for a series, right? right now playing really fucking good defense when he matched up on goddamn Greek Freak. When he matched up on Chris Middleton, really hard for Chris Middleton to get a shot. That's why it's always a lot of fucking switches, right? Bron will adjust his game need be. Talk shit about Bron for not taking the last shot, but that's called adjustment. Bron, no, I am either shit at free throws and I ain't gonna make this three. Take this shot, niggas who really good at three. Fuck what they gonna say about me on first take. Adjustment. Steph Curry adjusts his game depending on do I have a second option or is it just me? Okay, it's just me. Adjust my game to fucking kill anybody on that court. Look, James Harden adjust his game. We see it right now. Became a third option on this Brooklyn team. Adjusted his game to the point where we looking at rap groupie Magic Johnson right now, bro. And that shit is crazy. Now, we look at the fast spot. He can put a number of niggas right there. But Nikolai Jokic adjusts his game. He learned.
I want to say he's playing his game. There's no adjusting. He's playing his game.
Oh, when he has to score, he scores. Nikolai Jokic is a cool 22-point game per person.
And like
he
when
adjusted
he
his
needs
game in the playoffs because he didn't have Murray to score. Did it help a lot? No, because guess what? Who the fuck was that? Nobody. Michael Porter Jr. is again Michael Porter Jr. He's a Norman and that plays basketball. Mormon that plays basketball. I don't know if he's Mormon or not.
Got that nigga. You fuse that nigga with Jabari Parker.
Luka ain't that yet. He's young. He's 22. Shit, I ain't even gonna catch. Trae Young adjust his game. Mid game, you will learn that I ain't gotta take all these threes. Let me play make. Let me do what I gotta do. Am I a liability on defense as well? Yeah, we're gonna have a conversation that Trae Young was able to get out of a series in which he only lost one game, and Luka Doncic.
Are we comparing the Knicks to the Clippers now?
No, but who had the better defense in the regular season?
It's also Tibbs' team come playoff time. Tibbs come playoff time is a different.
Who had the better defense?
The Knicks did.
No,
but we're not about to. We're about to give credit to a Tibbs team come playoff time. As Chicagoans, we know the Tibbs formula.
Oh yes,
we know the Tibbs formula.
I'm gonna give credit to the 2020 Coach of the Year team. Yes, I am.
You know he got that because he coached the Knicks.
The 2021 Coach, even though that's Monty Williams' award, I'm still gonna give it to him. Like, listen, bro. Listen, please understand what I say here, bro. Just please listen to what I say. Hell yes. That New York defense is better than the Clippers right now. The reason I say that, Clipper can't guard a guard to save their life. Name a guard that the Clippers ever guarded.
Jalen Brunson.
Even he went crazy in game 2. Yeah. Now, the Knicks, did they fail? Of course. Nigga, Julius Randle was your number one player. Of course he was going to fail. But, you literally, Trae Young treated them niggas like Swiss cheese. So he went through them niggas. Can't really fault that. Great players do. Trae Young is better than Julius Randle. That was the X factor. Who was better? Trae Young or Julius Randle? Shit, Derrick Rose played better than Julius Randle. And Derrick Rose got a fucking... Derrick Rose's leg right now is like a Chicago street. That shit is crumbled, defected, beat up. Just pattern on stuff, just injury pattern on injury. It's one pothole away from just being done. You know what I'm saying? But Derrick Rose played an amazing game. I say this as my slander for the Dallas Mavericks. You're fucked this offseason. You're fucked. You're going to... They ain't fucked. They ain't fucked, Chris. Everybody that will help this team got a contract and they ain't leaving their team. There's only one person that you can honestly look at. There's two people that you can honestly look at if contracts didn't really count right now and you're looking for a wing. You're looking for a star wing. There's two people that will make this team a team that will at least get to the second fucking round. It's Paul George and it's Jaylen Brown. Both of them niggas got big contracts. You ain't getting none of them niggas. The best shot they get right now is CJ fucking McCollum. And if you want to call a fucking barbecue chicken backcourt, that's a barbecue chicken backcourt. They call CJ McCollum a youth pastor now. They don't even call him a basketball player. So I don't. Look, the Twitter, I swear to God, niggas just start posting up CJ McCollum in a suit and he look like a youth pastor. Literally look up CJ McCollum in a suit, he's just like a youth pastor. But
I'm about to look that up right now, but keep going.
they're fucked. They're fucked. Kristaps Porzingis, unless they can find a way to make their offense flow better. This means Luka's gonna have to have less touches with the ball, cause it's the fucked up thing about Luka than it is like Greek Freak. Greek Freak ain't got no fucking moves. That's the only reason he can't take his game to the next level. Luka got fucking moves to Kingdom Come, but he bounced the air out the ball, so everybody stays stagnant. It's kind of like when you're playing 2K and you got Braun, right? You fucking pound the ball with Braun, and then you see the Gatorade symbol. Like, all right, time to use my bench, and you missing every fucking wide open three. You want to know why? Because your thumb ain't ready for that shot. Your thumb ain't ready to make that fucking shot go. It's all wide open, but your thumb ain't ready. Because you want to know why? Because Braun had that ball the whole entire time. You wasn't used to shooting that three with fucking insert the nigga you had on your team here. It is what it is. I say it like this, man. If Luka don't adjust his game to go to being more of a person playmaker, he will be in that Greek Freak situation in which he's going to be a great player, but he will never make that hump into like a great playoff player. It's cool. Right now, he got that stat that he averaged the most playoff. He got the highest point per game in the playoffs. He got that stat. Can't nobody take it away from him right now until eventually shit add up. Jordan's stat is fucking ridiculous. This nigga averaged 30 fucking 4 in the playoffs. I hated to go against this nigga, bro. But just to end the conversation of the Dallas Mavericks, Luka has to change his game. It does not mean he has to go low on the offensive scoring part, but he has to get smarter in the way he plays offense. Rick Carlisle has to get smarter. And you have to involve the people you get. If you got Kristaps on this $100 million contract, you got to make him play. Ain't nobody taking that shit. Nigga probably trade you Drummond for him, but that's about it. That's about it. So it is what it is. I personally think they fuck. You can't come up with no scenario in which they get a wing and they good. You probably should have got Jeremy Grant when he was a free agent. There's literally no wings available.
Not that many.
Unless you just take the
only person I know is gonna be available this summer. I wouldn't see him as a Maverick is DeMar DeRozan.
Fuck that.
But I don't feel like
that don't help. DeMar DeRozan,
he don't help the Maverick.
He not like defensive.
Yeah. Because this is the thing, you got to match. You need a defensive guard with Luka.
Yeah,
like a defensive guard and somebody who could play make, and there's not many of those in the league. Like the Mavericks, it's more with roster construction.
Now, if you get somebody like Lonzo, and then you get another, you get a okay 3-and-D nigga. Like he ain't crazy, but he okay. It can work. It can work. But it's just like the way that offense is built. You gotta have like real niggas with Luka. If he gonna have 100% of the ball in his hand, for y'all to play like that, you got to go all in on getting motherfuckers that's going. You got to get role players who know they're not going to touch the ball every game. You got to get a second star who's going to be able to play with the bench and make sure the bench don't get fucked. You know what I'm saying? You that's the adjustments you got to make as a team. Now, But let's talk about somebody else. I'm tired of talking about a white nigga who's currently dominating the league in scoring. It's not right. Because the basketball guys ain't like that.
But since while we on still on top of the Clippers in West, the Clippers and Jazz currently going on as we speak. Jazz up 1-0, 24-16 in game 2. Jazz up. Um my early thoughts on this series is really interesting. And even like whoever won between the Mavericks and Clippers, I felt was probably going to get smoked by the Jazz because the more I watched the Jazz, and I watched enough of the Jazz and Grizzlies because I don't know why I just wanted to see that series a little bit, and I watched more than I expected.
I did too.
I respect the Jazz a little bit more than I thought, and it's weird, very fucking weird.
Thanks for doing the podcast, bro.
So with all that being said, the Clippers, I don't really believe like you Luka took you to 7 by itself. And I'm not gonna sit there and say, oh my God, the Jazz, they don't have nobody as good as Luka, so the Clippers have a better job. The Jazz play really good defense. Joe Ingles still for some reason owns Paul George's soul. And Donovan Mitchell literally becomes Dwayne Wade Jr. come playoff time. While D Wade is at the games coaching him.
Sideline, go this way. Not coming this way.
So literally, and the Clippers have a bad history of guarding guards for some odd reason.
Very bad.
Like I don't know what it is, and Jordan Clarkson and Donovan Mitchell is going to be playing freaking crazy basketball, and Mike Conley is still out. By the way, I didn't know Mike Conley was hurt for the 100th time, but I think the way the Jazz play basketball will give the Clippers issues. The Clippers will have those moments where they look good, but main issue with the Clippers is they can't hold on to leads. And a good defensive team, if they're going to struggle offensively, eventually their defense is going to hold up and the offense is going to bring them back. So I currently have the Jazz in 6.
So in theory, they will have to take it to 7. In a game 7, I'm not going to bet against Kawhi.
Yeah, I agree. But I also don't like. I think it's going to be in the sense of like it's still going to be Jazz in 6. I don't even think the Jazz is going to be foolish enough to let it go to.
Yeah, if they take care of business this game, I think they're gonna go back to their crib and smack.
Depending how dominant this win is, it might be 5.
Yeah, I think it's definitely 5. I think the Clippers take 1 at home with the Jazz. Do what the Jazz do. That shit, man. I haven't watched this series as much as y'all, because like I said, Jazz basketball is gonna have you sleep, or it's gonna have you looking at, God damn it, that's a lot of 3-pointers. So I took the sleep part. Got my best to stay up, but that shit wasn't gonna happen. I just don't. When you look at the Clippers, they don't got it either. In terms of their roster, just not built for the 2 stars that they have. They needed more shooters. The best shooter on their team, in terms of like not between Paul George and fucking Paul George and Kawhi, is fucking Mook.
That's an
Mook
issue.
is the best shooter on their team.
And that's an issue.
He was one of the better 3-point shooters in the league this season. But looking at that, I necessarily don't think that's the issue. They don't have a real big. I like Zubac. Zubac ain't a real big. He crashed the glass, but they need somebody like a Clint Capella. They need somebody like a Rudy Gobert. They need somebody fucking like a Nerlens Noel. Somebody somebody swat you shots. Serge ain't hit us, so that's hope. Serge ain't there, but that's hurting. That's now I don't know okay. Serge ain't there, that's hurting. But they need something like that team. They need a starting big like them. Fuck it, Drummond could have helped them a lot. As much as we hate to big up Drummond. But I'll say this, and this goes for every series. Hey, you can beat the Jazz. Man, you beat the Phoenix Suns right after that. Your ass walking into fucking Brooklyn against a 7-foot nigga who ain't missing. It's fucking over. Even though that the Clippers is the best team to beat the Nets. What they do to Milwaukee ain't no hope for anybody in the East. I'm sorry. Ain't no hope. Milwaukee escaped. They was a lucky 3-point away from being in overtime, and Kevin Durant and Kyrie didn't even want to close the game for some reason. I believe Kyrie could have closed that game.
KD did a good job closing it. KD was honestly the hot hand. So it was like, I'm not mad at KD was the hot hand.
That nigga blew.
Shout out to Bruce fucking Brown.
But yeah, regardless, there is a team in Brooklyn that's going to.
There's Bruce Brown, and you play on the team Kevin Durant, and what was it, like, last minute of the game? Put that ball to him.
Nigga, I don't care what the fuck you do. All you see, your man should be KD.
It ain't hard to find them.
Literally, the only 7-foot nigga up. But, you know, it's not that much I can say about the Clippers and the Jazz because the series just started. This game will tell. I would say this game will definitely tell who's going to be like the victor in this series. But you know, niggas talk about ratings in basketball. If the Jazz make the finals, ain't nobody watching that finals, bro. Ain't nobody watching it. But yeah, let's get to the next series.
The Suns versus the Nuggets. I think Datrell and I both called this, specifically Datrell on a previous episode. Whoever was coming out that Lakers Suns series is probably coming out the West.
Yeah.
And it's looking more and more true that the Suns is just that fucking good. Yeah. Just that damn good.
Monty Williams, bro. His coaching is so fucking good, bro.
One of the worst. I'm gonna say this: one of the worst things that ever happened for the Pelicans was the fact that they gave up on Monty Williams. That's the worst thing they ever did. If I recall the story, I think they fired him, or did he leave?
I think
because I remember that he had a situation with his wife. Yeah. His wife died or something. If it was that,
I think they mutually parted ways after that. I don't think because didn't he take a break for a year or two?
Yeah, he took a break. Yeah. Either way, I would have still brought that nigga back.
Oh yeah,
I would have brought him back because, like they. Wait, it is.
That's a guy that knows what the hell he's doing.
He knows what he's doing. He's a black coach who really knows what the hell he's doing, and he entered a great situation with the Suns and is maximizing it. And just that roster, Chris Paul is showing why he's one of the best leaders in basketball. And I already promised Verline that I'm letting him on the podcast because he is the only Chris Paul fan in existence. As in Stan levels of Chris Paul in existence.
I've been knowing that man my whole life. If he ain't gonna say nothing else to me about basketball, it's gonna be about Chris fucking Paul.
If Chris Paul makes the finals, I already promised him he's gonna come on the podcast and talk his shit, despite the fact that there's gonna be a 7-foot tall nigga that literally take that man's hopes and dreams. But
nigga said, "Oh, Chris Paul this, Chris Paul that." What you doing when Kyrie Irving come to the rim? Play that bitch. What you doing, Chris? What you doing, Chris? When they switch you to James Harden, and James Harden gave you for all that time, you was fucking being an asshole. What you doing, Chris? What you doing? You ain't doing shit. What you doing when they switch you on Kevin Durant? Because you low key the best to fit on that team. That's my name, Aiden. Aiden already getting mixed by Kyrie as we speak. Kyrie pass the ball to him. Kevin Durant say ISO you.
KD ISO and CP3 is probably disrespectful because that's a whole foot difference.
ISO. And he called for that Bruce Brown screen. Chris Paul ain't no bitch. He go over the screen. KD. Pull up. Jump it. It's good. All right. Next thing you know, Chris Paul going up the court. Got the offense going. D-Book. Shoot a 3. That makes it. Crowd goes crazy in Phoenix. The score is 36-64. Brooklyn ball.
But once again, there's no hope.
I feel sorry for the Nuggets.
I do too. Like it's really unfortunate that Jamal
No,
Murray.
it would have if Murray didn't get injured, the Nuggets would have left the West. Especially with the hobbled Lakers, the Nuggets would have left the West. They're just the way that team is built around Jokic, the way that Austin Rivers has been playing really fucking good off the bench. Really freaking good.
I think it's also time we gave Austin Rivers more respect.
I don't see why Lakers never picked him up. I think Rob Pelinka low key fucking stupid when it comes to getting free agents, bro. And I mean,
certain free agents, yeah.
Like and yeah, when it comes to like buying like bought out contracts and shit like that, you knowing that you probably need a second ball handler behind Bron, especially when them injuries was riddling y'all like that. The only person you thought about getting was fucking Drummond.
And Ben Blackmore, who you didn't play. But yeah, that's a different topic for a different day. But I feel bad for the Nuggets because it will be. I think this series would be a lot more interesting if Jamal Murray was available because it's compared to the Portland series because Portland plays no fucking defense. There's no defense being played on Portland. So Jokic was able to do the hell he want. Sat there and was like, "Ooh, hold on, wait, is that Aaron Gordon? Aaron Gordon freaking doing 360 alley oops and shit." And Michael Porter Jr. being Michael Porter Jr., then yeah, I'm going to do what the hell I want. Now you see the Suns, they actually play some good defense. They score. Jokic has to do everything because guess what? They're not going to let Austin. I have the utmost respect for Austin Rivers. Rivers is not about to get them buckets. I have utmost respect for Michael Porter Jr. and his come up. They're not going to let Michael Porter Jr. do what the fuck he want. No. Hell no. They have respect for themselves defensively. So with that all being said, yes, there's a good chance that the Nuggets is getting swept. But at least Jokic got his MVP now before he had to do it over a Zoom call on ESPN. I respect that. I'm glad. Because literally, I'm glad that he didn't have to do it over a Zoom call. So, but I will say that I have the utmost respect for the Suns as a basketball team. That is a great basketball team, well coached.
Next year gonna be nasty in the West.
Oh yeah,
that team gonna have better chemistry.
Straight up dog fight.
And literally, you might be able to finesse somebody to come there, like a decent, a stronger role player or something. Because the only thing that I really see the main weakness is they don't really have a legit backup big. Respect to Dario Saric, but he's a power forward. He wants to shoot threes. So if you find a respectable, decent center to come behind Aiden, oh yeah. And plus DeAndre Aiden's gonna come out, and DeAndre Aiden's playing some of the best basketball of his career at the right time. At the right freaking time.
That boy, what? You know he about to get that fucking money soon too.
Exactly, it is that time because Luka's about to get $200 fucking million. But so his contract is coming up. So it's like he wants to show like, hey, I could at least get close to a max, please. Close to a max.
Like you maxed them two up. You don't ever whatever you do.
The good thing is he's not getting the good thing with Aiden is he's not getting the super level max because he hasn't made an all-star team or all NBA team. That's the blessing in disguise, honestly. But like I really like where the Suns can go. It's just really unfortunate there's a possibility if they do see the finals that they're gonna see Kevin fucking Durant and it's gonna be nasty for them. Very fucking nasty. So but respect to the Suns, G. Keep doing what you're doing. I like the brand of basketball y'all play. It's just kind of really fucked up that I'm kind of rooting for a team that has Jay Crowder on it. Cause I just don't like that guy. I really don't. I just don't. It's just a nigga with dreads that long should not be playing basketball successfully. So it's just I don't fuck with that. So anything else we need to add in regards to the Nuggets in the Suns? Nothing? All right, let's go East. You said what?
I was just going to hopefully they can
hopefully it's gonna take Michael Porter Jr. hooping his ass off because what the Suns did to them was very freaking disrespectful in every way imaginable.
To be honest, I don't think. I mean, he's still gonna play how he's playing, but to be honest, I don't think we're gonna see his full evolution until like a full start to his evolution until
he in Detroit
the next season. Or
he in Detroit.
on another team,
We
possibly.
keep
in
sitting
Detroit,
niggas
too.
in Detroit. Sitting niggas in Detroit is very disrespectful right now. It's fucked up. But yeah, so let's go ahead and move on to the.
Gas station.
That shit's fucking funny, bro.
Let's move on to the East. Let's talk about Philly and the Hawks. This is gonna be a really fucking fun series. Really fun series. It's also gonna be the series that's gonna dictate to whether or not I should say Philly needs to go all in and say, bye Ben Simmons, have fun in Portland. Because we're getting Damian Lillard here to help Embiid. Because this is getting out of fucking hand.
And Portland about to be a lottery team. They ain't going to the playoffs.
Especially in that West.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lottery
I
team.
would feel bad for Ben Simmons if he got stuck over
That
this.
nigga ain't ever let this game. I don't give a fuck. I love Ben Simmons. Pick him all the time on 2K. It's your fault you ain't ever let Greek Freak out here being ass at the free throw line and 3-pointer. He ain't going, bro. I want to hear that shit.
That nigga still find a way to get 36.
I want to hear that shit.
That's all on him.
Still find a way to get that 36 with Brook Lopez on the court. He figures that shit out. But that's a different discussion for a different day. But Hawks took game one very decisively. You know, Philly came back towards the end. I will say, despite the fact that Embiid is playing with a partially torn meniscus, which I feel like is full of shit in regards to that, he's still playing really good. Dominating. He's making Clint Capella look like a bitch. He's making John Collins look like a bitch in terms of moments against them. But defensively, I can tell he's not all the way there. That's one thing I'm noticing immediately. But all that being said, I hope this series kind of goes 6 or 7 because I'm enjoying the energy from both teams. Trae Young just isn't going, and I love it. I really freaking love it. Even though the Hawks had a huge loss by losing DeAndre Hunter, and I really feel bad because every time DeAndre Hunter starts looking good, he is hurt. And that's fucked up because I believe at his very best he can be a Kawhi level type player. Well, not Kawhi level type player, but Kawhi type of player. Good offensively and really fucking dominant defensively. It's there for him, but it is what it is. So you lost a really good defender for Tobias Harris. So Tobias Harris might literally continue to average like 25 this series. But it's great basketball between both teams. I really hope it goes 6 or 7, but I doubt it. I think Philly wins this in 6 now.
Yeah. I see Philly winning this series. I just don't think the Hawks got enough firepower for them niggas.
I think they got the firepower. It's just I just feel like it's something offensively they one of the better offensive teams in the league.
Yeah, I know that, but I just don't think they get it. Like, I don't think they got it, bro.
It's more the youth. Like the youth, like it's the inexperience wise. Because regardless, much as we shit on Philly for not getting the job done, they've been there enough. They've been to the conference finals, if I believe. No, they haven't. They were close. But point is, Philly's been there, done that. They're motivated. Embiid especially is motivated. Niggas playing with a partially torn meniscus and still giving niggas 30. So I wouldn't say it's firepower because offensive, they're one of the better offensive teams in the league. It's just youth and inexperience, especially like game one, even though like they won it very decisively, they still let Philly back in that game. Still. You can finesse that against the Knicks because the Knicks just can't score. Who's scoring on the Knicks on a consistent basis? That's the issue. So that's the issue. So with the Philly, Embiid is gonna give you buckets. Tobias Harris is gonna do his thing. Steph Curry's going. If Steph Curry gets hot, it's over with. And like game 2, Shake Milton got hot, and that literally ended the whole game. And you notice I did not name Ben Simmons in none of this amongst who can help score on that team. Because his job is to, I don't know, play defense.
I don't know how you a number 1 pick, a first overall pick. Somebody decided to pick you first, and you ain't got no move. At least Brian ain't got no moves, right? But the ugly ass step back and a fadeaway. At least he barrel rolled his ass to the paint. At least Greek Freak do the same thing. Greek Freak definitely ain't got no fucking moves. He still somehow averaged 30. He ain't got no move. Now one you can just think of, I can go through. This is an automatic 2-point for me. I think Jason Kidd had some moves.
Yeah. By the end, like once he got to the Nets, yeah, he still was pure point guard. Like it was still cool to be the floor general, back then. But yeah, like I think Philly wins this series regardless. If it's going, Trae Young's just gonna have to freaking play out of his fucking mind, which involves literally probably killing Ben Simmons killing Ben Simmons to the point where it's just like, all right, then, but even then, like, I think Philly still holds them down, but Philly still got to see a nigga named Kevin fucking Durant.
That point, right.
Like the moral of this episode is you got to see Kevin Durant. That's the name of this episode. You got to see KD.
That's what he's doing. Fucking.
Like, you got to see KD, and you're not beating that nigga. It's fucked up.
You're not beating.
You're not beating him. You're going to see him, and you're not going to beat him. You got to see him.
Best player in the league right now, man.
It is, and I say that with no fucking shame.
Yeah,
there ain't no shame to it. Like, gee, what you doing to stop that nigga? Fucking thing, KD, nigga.
Yeah. And KD, what he's doing right now, just as a basketball player, he's really, like, we always talk about the the levels, the tier system in basketball. It's him, LeBron, and everybody. Him, LeBron, Steph, and everybody else.
I'll say Steph up there.
Yeah, I put Steph up there. Yeah.
And James Harden too. I think James Harden.
James Harden
is like the next tier.
He's like a.
There's a smidgen under them. I think James Harden can take over. James, not like KD though. James Harden will take over. That other team is still in the game. KD and Curry deflating niggas. They send you to the fucking crib of just straight contested, but it's wide open in their ass shot. And Braun is Braun.
He's the measuring stick right now. He's separating that his level from
I think he's separating. Braun's old. So as much as we love him, as much as I stand him, just like his overall, that shit about to keep going down. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a 98, a 97. Shit, this year probably 96. 95 in the playoffs. Definitely gonna be a 94 next year. Another injury, that shit taking it to a 93. Yeah, after that, definitely gonna be like a 91. Who wants to Spider-Man get his ass beat right now? Miles Morales.
Oh, let's say damn. But yeah, like it is what it is. Now when it comes to this Nets and Bucks series, man, we already said it. The Bucks escaped. It took. Look, man. The final score was what, 86-83?
That could have easily been.
You know what we call that is a early 2000 score. That is a 2004 game score. Look up any regular season game in 2003, and I'm positive that the score was close to that. You said what?
I said anything prior to 2000.
Matter of fact, Datrell, name me two teams, and I'm put 2003.
I get you.
Celtics.
I gotta get
and
you
the
a
Pacers.
high offense. Let me get them a high offense team back. Give me Rockets. Give me Lakers.
Rockets versus Lakers 2003. Okay, this was a unique situation. That was a unique situation. I'm gonna go with what Tyler.
Give me
What'd you say?
Spurs Dallas.
Huh?
Spurs Dallas.
Spurs versus Dallas 2003. Okay. One game did go 112 to 110, but 95 to 87, 93 to 72. Close enough. Ugly ass fucking basketball, G. That's the point I'm trying to make here. So
Dunking ball, man. Love it.
the freaking
Love like a
Pistons ball.
basketball.
Now, literally, now we really gonna get nasty. Let's talk 2004, 2005, 2006 when the Pistons was running havoc on everybody. And we're going to talk, and literally, this offseason, we're going to watch, we're going to dedicate an episode to watching the Detroit Pistons versus the Spurs 2005 finals, G. Some disgusting basketball, G. Disgusting. But it is what it is when it comes to that. But Bucks escaped. It took a bad KD game. Kyrie was looking forward to probably doing what we doing and prepare for Juneteenth. And it took Giannis to have 36 and Chris Middleton to have 30 something as well to beat them barely. Huh? Either way, it took both of them to have 30 plus points. Shout out to whoever got that in a parlay. You're a rich man right now. It took both of them to have great games, and it took Bruce Brown to become Carlton Banks. They let you have one. That was your one. Like Jason Tatum and the Celtics, at least they said, fuck it. We took that win. The Nets gave you that win. Gee, it's not looking good. Now maybe the Bucks can sit there and look at this like as, hey, okay, we could probably get some little momentum here, you know. Giannis ain't gonna shoot 1 for 7 from 3 again. Giannis hopefully will make at least 50% of his free throws. Drew Holiday might actually act like Drew fucking Holiday offensively. Let's hope for the best. Maybe we could tie it up. But no, KD is not going to shoot probably below 50% again. Kyrie might literally mix Drew Holiday into the stands. And Blake Griffin might dunk this game. I think you got your one. I hate to say this, but the Bucks might be frauds. And if they do lose in 5, we are, as a collective on this podcast, demanding Mike Budenholzer's job to be taken away. Because Mike Budenholzer teams is legit a thing. It's a legit thing. We're in the second round, so it's in full effect right now. Full effect. And I just want to see Mike Budenholzer coach the fucking Magic next year. Because regardless, there's a man named Kevin fucking Durant that you have to face. You have to beat him 3 more times. I don't see it. I just don't see it. Unless Giannis plays out his rabbit ass mind. And I haven't seen it yet. But yeah, so anything we need to add in regards to this series?
Greek Freak ain't got no moves.
We knew that already. James Harden somewhere sipping a smoothie saying, I told y'all this. You said what, Tyler?
I gotta give him his credit. You played good this season. You're not winning a chip with Chris Middleton in the second best place. I just don't believe it.
It's not gonna happen. Plain and simple. But let's go before we move on to wrestling, because I ain't really shit to talk about in wrestling, really. But the Lakers got smacked. And now we got to look at the narrative of, and matter of fact, we ain't gonna entertain those narratives. What do the Lakers do this offseason?
Yeah. They
Get
fuck.
yourself another point guard.
All right, if you're going for another point guard, you go for Lonzo. Five trades got to happen. As in, you looking actually in the future. So they're shipping KCP. You ship them. Caruso is probably the one that stayed. Tyler Horton Tucker Jr. If it's a good fucking deal for this nigga, you go for him. Not even gonna count. This nigga was unplayable in the playoffs. I don't care if he's growing.
He's still young, G. He's still young.
You're a rotational player at this point, though. You let Montrez walk.
He has a player
Let
option.
Marcus Gasol walk.
He has a player option.
That's what I said. You let Montrez walk.
No, hasn't. He controls his future.
Which he gonna walk? I don't think he stays on the bench for the Lakers. Or want to stay on the bench for the Lakers?
Am I about to get $9 million from somebody else?
Yeah. Portland Trailblazers.
That sounds like a Portland Trailblazer move.
Don't get him on 5 years.
If that's the case, I'm calling Portland right now. Hey, Trez, you about to opt in? Yeah, bro. Where you want to go? Portland? All right, cool. Hey, we're going to give you our picks from the net. Our whatever picks we can give you. We're going to call another team to give you some fucking picks. And we're going to give you whatever bullshit we can give you for Dame. They're going to hang up the phone. But hey, let them know. But either way. But my main thing is, like, I agree they need to find a point guard. They don't really need to necessarily be a point guard. You just need to find. You just need to find a, because literally you can find a combo guard and be a ball handler. It's more along the lines of you need somebody who can legit be a consistent number 3/2 level guy. Plain and simple. Thing is, there's nobody out there. It is nobody at all. So with that being said,
that's when you. But that's kind of like when the Lakers fucked up, because they were one injury away from being a team that's fucked. And it's like, yeah, you can make trades like you could try to go for a W here to get Kyle Lowry. That's your second ball handler.
And Kyle Lowry is a free agent. I wouldn't be mad at Kyle Lowry if he's cheap.
I don't think they should pursue Kyle Lowry. I think you pursue Lonzo. Definitely pursue Lonzo.
I agree.
Defense in the backcourt. Then also he's a playmaker who playmakes well. Still young and wasn't bad when he was a Laker. Oh, cool shit, by the way. Yeah, cool shit. Hey, it's gonna be sad to see Cool's leave because that's the last Laker gone. But cool shit. I don't know who you ship him to. I don't know who take Cool. Where you going? And if you don't ship Cool, you have to start Kuzma. There's no more coming out the bench. He has to become your 3. Here's what it is. And that means Anthony Davis is the 5. You got to roll like that. And that's when you have to take control of your team and put yourself in a winning situation. The game is not the game no more when 2 bigs can play like that, especially one of them bigs is Andre Drummond. If you look at the Brooklyn Nets and what makes that starting lineup so beautiful, even though KD is at the 5, that's Blake playing the 5 right now. You mean to tell me AD can't do that? Because AD's scared to bang with Simmons. Who the fuck you banging with?
The only centers who he's banging with Jokic, and Jokic ain't really banging. Pause. Embiid, you only see that nigga twice.
You gonna have to guard Embiid anyway.
Exactly, but still, point is you only see that nigga in terms of the regular season twice, and if you see him again, you're in the finals more than likely. Gobert don't bang, and he does good against Gobert. He gives Gobert nightmares.
Because you play the 4, and Draymond gives you hell.
It's just, look, Draymond is still an elite defensive player, and it just shows. And Draymond, he owned that nigga's soul. He just owned that nigga's soul. There's nothing you can do about that, G. It's one of those
He
things.
is
Just like I just
that
own
nigga.
that nigga's soul.
Hell.
I think the Lakers are another team that could be looking at Nerlens Noel too.
You got to get some that can. You got to get a team. You got to go for what you kind of had last year. That team was a perfect storm of veterans, and you was able to have Bron on the bench. That wasn't the case this year.
He wasn't in the game.
And then you had somebody to give Kuzma his shots. Of course, with Bron and KD on the court, yeah, Kuzma ain't gonna get his shots like that unless it's coming off an outlet pass or it's coming from transition.
Or he's playing smart and cutting.
Yeah, he's playing smart and cutting, right? But when you off the court, you need somebody like Alonzo. You needed somebody like a Rondo to get Kuz his shots. Kuz can create, but Kuz showed, and it's the reason why I be bittersweet when Kuz leave. You get somebody who can actually perform, but you also Kuz developed so well on defense, so well.
He's not a bad defender until Michael Porter Jr. He sees Michael Porter. No, let's be specific. Another light skinned nigga. If it's another elite light skinned nigga,
Kelly Oubre get that nigga buckets too.
Light skinned nigga. Well, Kelly Oubre ain't light skinned. He acts light skinned. Holding Kobe Bryant right there. Rest in peace to Bean. But yeah, like
it's a lot of retooling.
Yeah, like they'll be fine. Like arguably, they needed. Everybody kept getting hurt.
They need to. I think AD needs to rest it more than Bron.
Yeah.
Bron, that ankle sprain took a couple months off.
Yeah.
Took a couple months off of his career.
And then also,
I ain't never seen somebody get fucked up by an ankle sprain like that.
No, look, this thing it's because it's a difference. High ankle sprains are very different than regular ankle sprains. High ankle sprains, it's high. I wish I had a freaking graph or something, but it's a higher because it's high because it's higher. It's like your high part of your knee instead of low part of your knee. I mean, not your knee, ankle. So it hurts more. Yeah, it's going to your calf, and it's like messing with those muscles. You can come back and be decent. Like Ja had it at the beginning of the season. Come playoff time, he was at least looking like Ja. I give him that. But somebody like LeBron, he could play through it, but it's like I'm not gonna be Bron. So that's an issue in itself, but it's also age. But
definitely age.
They just need it.
I'm definitely in the LeBron standing where I understand it's about that time.
It's that time, yeah. It's almost that time. And like, yeah, he like before that, yeah, he was looking fucking amazing. Yes, it's fucking LeBron. But we see it. I'm not stupid. Yeah. I see it. I seen this nigga enter the league, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's nowhere near the same nigga. But in terms of physical dominance that he would bring, this LeBron is literally IQ and skill, which shows how much he developed over the years. Because if you want to sit there and put LeBron performances, if you want to play me that Pistons game, I could sit there and play the Warriors game, his finals against his last finals against the Warriors, and play that game 1 and that game 6 game, and niggas gonna sit there and be like, God damn, I think the game 1 game against the Warriors was better, even though he lost. It's a different nigga, very different nigga. But yeah, like LeBron's going to start aging. That's why you need like retool. It's not a problem to retool. Like that's one thing, but AD definitely needs to heal because literally like that nigga's body was just he just had one of his seasons where it's just like everything was catching up. So he needs these because the season don't start till October. He needs these 4 months. He needs all 4. Heal, relax, chill. Call LeBron and say, can you sit in the hyperbolic time chamber for like all off season? Shit, you need to. He needs to.
Get some of that HGH.
Hey, LeBron gave it to Chris Paul. That nigga's shoulder. There's nothing wrong with that nigga's shoulder no more. Call for the HGH shipment. AD needs to do what he needs to do, but primarily it's roster construction. And I agree they need a point guard. If they can find a JaVale or Dwight Howard type big, as in a athletic style guy, Nerlens Noel is in the market. Get him. If you can get him, if he's coming at a decent price, get him. I think, or if the Knicks decide to keep him, Mitchell Robinson's going to be a thing. I don't think the Knicks is going to keep Mitchell Robinson for some goofy reason. Something's telling me they're not. Mitchell Robinson is a really good defensive big, and it takes the weight defensively off AD. And I will keep Marc Gasol to be my big off the bench, primarily because he can shoot. He can shoot.
Marc Gasol need to get took to the shed, bro.
It is time for him to be taken to the shed. But if he wants to stay and be my big off the bench, I just need you to stretch the floor and make great passes. Thank you. That's all I need of you. Because if I see that nigga literally contest a shot and the ball go in, that's what I seek on a consistent basis from that man. Niggas keep saying he's better defensive than Drummond. Both of them was getting floaters shot over their head top. Or layups shot over them. So it was not a difference. Ball was going in the hoop against them niggas. But the main thing with the Lakers is just, if you can, of course, find shooting. Good luck with that. But find a point guard. Lonzo should be top priority. Very top priority, because he brings you playmaking. I'm hoping he could be a consistent shooter finally. If not, he's at least going to give you, he's going to be a 36% level. That's perfect.
You got so many options, right?
And then
JJ Redick needs to come off your bench. Ron, I love a JJ Redick type thing. JJ Redick needs to come off your bench. Look at current teams right now, and you probably will never be able to play with Crowder ever again. Y'all niggas hate each other. I don't know what the fuck he did to that man in Cleveland, but he don't like you.
It was even before that they didn't like each other. It was one of those things. It's just ew.
Like,
look, did I just say Avery Bradley's name?
No, hell no. He said, see, we can grab. Avery Bradley, you about to be with Marc Gasol, brother.
Avery Bradley, look, that nigga was on the Heat, and I don't know where he went.
Also, see the asking price for Lauri Markkanen. If AD don't want to back,
Lauri has already been stated that he wants to be a Maverick. He wants to go to the Mavs badly.
What do you want to be? You can't even be a third option on the fucking Bulls.
He just wants to catch and shoot threes all day, G.
He come on back and get a ring. You fucking racist.
The racist go.
Like that nigga. Now y'all got me not liking
nigga racist. But Lauri would be a nice option if the asking price is right. Like, find some shooters, find a point guard. If you could find an athletic big, find another big, and try to make things work. Because honestly, I think one of the moves the Lakers probably should have regret doing. I know it might sound crazy. They probably shouldn't have got rid of Damian Lee. When he was there, he was decent. I ain't gonna sit and say, oh man, he's game changing, but he was blocking shots.
Like ain't no way that nigga Tabasco sauce, whatever the fuck his name is on the Warriors, ain't no way him fucking
Juan Toscano Anderson. I was about to say.
Yeah. Ain't no way them niggas on the Warriors was hooping y'all the fuck up until Bron hit a fucking lucky three. Ain't no way you let that shit happen. You gotta get better. Defensively, when y'all healthy, y'all probably had a better.
And the funny thing, they still is number one.
Yeah,
still
shit. Like, your role players cannot score. It's fucked up that Bron teams just can't shoot threes. But even though he get these niggas the ball in a shooting motion. So all they gotta do is just fling that thing.
But yeah, like, I'm not really concerned. I think in a way, at least you see what works and what doesn't work, at least offensively. Because I would say that going to this season offensively, this team should have been way better, but things didn't work out clearly. You saw what worked last year. We actually kind of seen that playoff Rondo isn't fully a thing.
Playoff Rondo depends on the.
That too.
Not to
That
say
too.
he couldn't fit with Ty Lue, but it was just in that series. It just didn't matter.
But yeah, but the point is, you need to find some youth, athleticism, but also smart veteran niggas to put around these niggas. Plain and simple. Can you do that? Of course. Is it going to be tough? Yes, because you're the fucking Lakers. And there's a lot of pressure to be a Laker and plus LeBron's teammate. But shit, if you got the heart, you got the heart. Make that shit work. And that's the goal. Make that shit work. But that's it with the Lakers. Dame trade talks is really starting to take off. I'm just going to speak from a source that I feel is legit. Because they were right about the fact that KD was going to Brooklyn, but he was also, and when it was all everybody was talking about the Knicks, but that nigga actually went to Brooklyn and it happened. But all that being said, this is what I'm hearing. I could be wrong. If it is, that's my source fault. And that's all I'm gonna say because I heard it from his source and through his source. It is what it is. Chris Broussard in this bitch. It is what it is. But so far, one thing has already went wrong in this. Went right so far. Well, wrong and right depending on what you feel. Yo, the Jazz fan. I'll turn around. The Jazz fans getting loud. I'm just like, yo, Donovan
Read that scratch
Mitchell.
right here. Donovan Mitchell ass going crazy, bro.
How much he got?
I know it gotta be like fucking 20 or some shit. 20.
59 points and 40 minutes played. Yo, Donovan Mitchell sent these niggas the guy.
He got fucking 27.
This is something I should have bet on. I knew he's gonna have 30, damn near 30 before the half.
Gee, now see, not the fucked up thing is now when you bet, now when you do a parlay that involves Donovan Mitchell, you only gonna get money off 40 points.
Donovan Mitchell. Fuck that. Nah, I'll go out. Fuck that. Donovan Mitchell one of them players. Hey, his ass gonna give you an ugly ass 30, an ugly ass 40. You gonna get scared the whole entire time. Fuck that.
But yeah, but
I'm doing my parlay on fucking Rudy Gobert. Give me 3 blocks. Oh, okay.
That's light. But anyway, but
Jordan Clarkson and Donovan Mitchell. Jordan Clarkson got 15.
Damn, Jordan Clarkson.
Anybody else? Joe Ingles got 9.
how much Paul George got? That's
Paul George has 9. Being 4.
Wow, he's keeping up with Joe Ingles. That's what's up. But anyway, back with the Dame shit. So Dame pretty much it was alleged that after the Nuggets got eliminated, that he got texts and phone calls from notorious star players saying get the fuck out of Portland. I'm not gonna name these star players, but if you want to sit there and assume some niggas are saying get the fuck out of Portland, and we're gonna move on from there. And then it's now saying that Dame is going to apply pressure to Portland to get him a star, make Jason Kidd his coach, and
that ain't happening already.
And Jason Kidd already said, "Eat a dick. I don't want to be there," which kind of leads on to the rumor that Dame is applying pressure, and he don't want to be there, and Dame may not be there because I don't want to be there. It's Portland. If I'm Jason Kidd, I just coached Milwaukee. Why would I want to go to Portland when I'm in LA messing with fine, bad bitches on a daily basis? Cool. But anyway, so moving on. Portland, and if Portland fails to bring another star, a respectable coach, Jason Kidd's already got the picture, and make the roster overall better, Dame may ask out at the very latest the earliest being around Christmas or All-Star weekend. That is what I'm hearing.
I'm already thinking they not getting.
That's dead automatically.
I think that's just
nobody's coming there via trade at all. Because I'm already hearing CJ for fucking Porzingis.
That's a move that they will make, but it's not going.
And what is the moral of this podcast when it comes to the
Moral is
Blazers?
to make moves that just look good on paper, but they don't mean a damn when the
They
game
don't mean
starts.
shit. So it's a good chance that either if I'm Dame, if I'm the Portland, you look at the situation and be like, yo, we can't do this shit no more. Especially if you hire Steve Clifford as your coach. That's collision course. That's a huge collision course because Steve Clifford sounds like a freaking Blazers coach or a Pacers coach, one of the two. Nice little grit and grind action going on, you know? But it's not looking good out here for Dame. At least in Portland. And the clock is definitely ticking. If I'm every team in the league, I would definitely try to get Dame. Lakers is a long shot, but if I'm the Lakers, I'm calling. If I'm the Celtics, I'm calling. If I'm the Heat, I'm calling. But also Tyler Hero's value is fucking in the toilet. Fucking dumbasses.
You could have had harder.
You could have
You could
had
have
harder.
watching the Heat versus the fucking the Mets right now.
Yep. But it is what it is. If I'm arguably, fuck it. If I'm the Bucks and after we get our ass stomped, I'm calling.
That.
I'm calling. Here, take fucking Chris Middleton and Brooke Lopez.
No, heavy Drew and Brooks, wasn't he?
No, I'm sorry. I'm keeping Drew Holiday.
You gotta make the contract
You
for it.
need a guard that can help protect Dame. Fuck Chris
Don't
Middleton.
you got a max contract?
That's why I'm saying you add Brooke Lopez. Because I think
Chris Middleton got a big deal, don't
Chris Middleton is $880 million, and Brooke Lopez contract probably adds on to it. The only issue is picks. But after what I saw, what the Brooklyn Nets did to get picks, which is called the Indiana Pacers, and say throw some picks for us, it can happen. Anything fucking happen when it comes to this shit.
CJ in Indiana, you hate the fucking shit.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Didn't you say that before?
I'll probably do.
I think you say CJ on a different team every.
I say everybody. It's either Detroit or something. Imagine.
Hey, either way, it is what it is when it comes to the Portland Trailblazers right now. I think it's time to blow that shit up. Blow that shit to fucking smithereens. It's done. Dame's time is probably ticking. CJ's back. CJ should just get ready to be like us and do podcasts every fucking week. Plain and simple. Clock is ticking. And if Dame was and all that loyalty shit y'all like talking, y'all gonna be real. I want to see that energy be consistent when it comes to Dame G. I want to see that energy be consistent.
My thing is like I don't understand. I know where it stems from, and it's still stupid because it stems from the it stems from them looking at the older players and like, oh, well, Jordan didn't have to go nowhere to win, Kobe didn't have to go nowhere to win, Charles Barkley didn't win shit. It comes from how the old NBA used to be, and back then, you stayed because that's what you stayed wherever the money was at, which is kind of how it is today. But you're not, it's no loyalty.
I saw parody. It wasn't no fucking parody. Most people talk about parody now. There was fucking parody back then.
At all.
Like fucking nobody was beating the Bulls ever. There was not a time that anybody ever was thinking the Bulls was gonna win. Ask anybody who was watching basketball in that era.
Y'all
There was a
niggas
was
talk
a fucking
look,
thing,
man.
sticking his tongue out every time he got close to a fucking rim, averaging 35 with the best defensive team in the league. You not with it. His second best player could be the star player on the fucking team he's going against.
Honestly, if they were smart back then, they should have gained up.
And they got a androgynous nigga who went to the club last night and probably snorted a line of coke and got 15 boards next. I'm not trying to hear that shit. Nobody fucking was winning. Everybody on the Bulls teams was good. Was they fucking superstar players? Of course not. But fuck, everybody on those Bulls teams was good. From the first three-peat to the second, the parity was not there. Like the same thing when the Celtics and fucking the Lakers was running shit. Parody was not that. It was them two niggas and a couple of people got by like in every year of fucking basketball. A couple teams got there. Like the parody wasn't fucking there, man. So I like the loyalty thing is because they never had to fucking leave. Like ain't who the fuck had to leave? Nobody left because shit. They teams put them in situations where they can win.
The people don't also understand how fucking talented those dominant teams are. But yeah, it is what it is when it comes to that. But so yeah, so clock's ticking when it comes to Dame. We was gonna talk coaches losing their jobs, but it's coaches we don't give a fuck about. Honestly, the Celtics job is probably the hottest job on the market. So I don't care who gets it. Hopefully a black man, but they're gonna call that man nigga as soon as he puts they're gonna say that nigga don't know how to rotate. So after rotations is fucked up. So good luck to that nigga that they want to hire. Let's go ahead and get wrestling out the way. Was Raw good this week? Tyler, what do you think?
It was okay.
All right, cool. That's all we need to know. I will co-sign and say it was decent. It was just that ending was ass, plain and simple. Did AEW do anything this week? Andrade popped up and he did not have a decent pop, plain and simple. Moving on.
I usually don't hate on AEW like that. Unless I'm joking, but shit, that was sad.
Because you honestly would have been better off having him debut at the last pay-per-view.
Take the 90 days situation.
Yeah, it was the 90 days.
Yeah.
But yeah.
They could have made it a little bit more, welcoming for him. But it didn't happen so. NXT was good. NXT, this was the go home show for them.
You could quickly
I honestly
go through
didn't even know that Takeover was this Sunday. I thought we still had another week at least. You got Eli. Keep calling him Eli Drake. It's not Eli.
I got the match card already up, Tyler.
Got it?
So I already got it up. So Takeovers this week. This weekend to be precise. June 13th. That's Sunday, right?
Yep.
I was about to say they better not be competing with that UFC fight on their own crack. But so LA Knight versus Cameron Grimes, ladder match for the $1 Million Championship. I like the fact the $1 Million belt is around. Shout out to them trying to get them title sales on the website. I respect it because that belt is always really nice to have. So
it wouldn't be a takeover without a ladder match.
And like we did say earlier, it's not a takeover without a ladder match. So it's fucked up, but it works. So
name a bad takeover ladder match. I bet you can't.
It's not a bad one. I can't think of one that was really bad, honestly. But I also know the ladder really wasn't needed for some of them ladder matches too.
They served their damn purpose to get broken.
Exactly. But anyway, LA Knight versus Cameron Grimes. I feel like Cameron Grimes wins.
Comes out of this match.
He should win, but I think.
But at the same time, the way LA Knight, the way his character is set up, I think it might be set up for him to win.
Yeah, it makes sense for him to hold it and just kind of Cameron Grimes do the little chase for it because it's really interesting thing they got going on. Next, Mercedes Martinez versus Xia Li, and them other Asian people on her side. I believe this is a Xia Li match to win. Because whatever they're doing with her, they're really building her up to be a legit threat to the whole women's division. So I'm still going with that. So Xia Li wins very decisively.
Oh shit! I don't got nothing to say about that.
Tyler, anything you want to add?
Yeah, I think it's set up for her to win. They've been building her, her character up for some months now. She's, been popping up, having more dominant pop-ups too. So I think it's set up for her to win.
All right. Next we got Raquel Gonzalez versus Ember Moon for the women's NXT Women's Championship. The build up for this match has been
Gonzalez retains. I think I think it's gonna be a really good match. And Ramon's been on fire lately.
yeah. She's really performing. I will say this, she sounds a lot better on the mic.
Yes, definitely
A lot better. She's not good or great, but she's a lot better. She's at least average. It's not cringy. So shout out to, maybe she needed to go back to NXT to work on that. And being around Shotzi kind of gives her more energy. So I'm happy to see that. So shout out to
Shotzi's injured.
I know she's injured, but I mean Shotzi being around to help her probably be better at promos. That's what I mean. But yeah, Raquel wins.
Io Shirai came back this week too.
Shout out to Io Shirai coming back, because once again, when they said Poppy was gonna be on there, Io Shirai was gonna pop up. Collision course. And probably that's gonna lead to Io versus Raquel rematch eventually. But anyway, next, Bronson Reed and MSK versus Legado.
Not just a regular cough. I ain't really,
But anyway, Bronson Reed and MSK versus Legado del Fantasma, aka them Latin King niggas, in a winner takes all the belts match. So I think Bronson Reed and MSK win. I don't really see a reason why to take the belts off neither one yet. But I don't think the Latin King niggas have won a meaningful match in like a few months. In terms of takeover. The last couple of takeovers.
I don't think it's hurting them.
It's not hurting them, of course, but I wouldn't be shocked if they come back and win this.
Yeah.
And then you could MSK could easily get the belts back. I also just don't give a fuck about Bronson Reed.
If anything, I think it's to get the belt off of Bronson Reed.
Right. Trust me, they ain't not getting that belt off of him. Not coming off of him. Bronson Reed, he just got the belt too. That's just a match, just to have a match.
That too.
But I'm gonna say this: if
you don't have to get pinned to lose it either, though.
Yes, but if Phantasma wins, I need Hurt Row Records versus the Mexicans. G, the streets need it. It's gonna feel like Curie in that motherfucker. G. It's gonna feel like Curie on a hot summer day on the last couple weeks of school. It's gonna be fun, very freaking fun. So I kind of need that for the fun time, but if that don't happen either way, I just want Hurt Row to just jump Bronson Reed eventually. So, but yeah, so that should be a fun match. Then main event in a fatal 5-way match, because it's not a takeover without a multiple man match. So, Karrion Kross versus Kyle O'Reilly versus Johnny Gargano versus Pete Dunne versus Adam Cole, who came back from the dead and say, you know what, you niggas ain't treating my show right. I thought I could leave, but you niggas ain't like some bitches. Let me fix my show. I think Adam Cole is winning this. But I also wouldn't be shocked if Karrion Kross retains either. But it's set up for Adam Cole to win.
Yeah. After how he popped up the last 2 weeks, he looks like, character wise, he looks like he's gonna have a Shawn Michaels '94 type of run. 95, whichever year he first won the WWE Championship.
Whichever year he was. Definitely at his most coked up. So I think that was 95 according to the A&E documentary. But yeah, so I'm going, we'll go with that. I think Adam Cole is going to win. But I also wouldn't be shocked if Kross retains, because he doesn't have to pin Adam Cole. Because I think Pete Dunne is there to eat the pin as well.
You said what?
Pete Dunne is there to eat the pin.
Yeah.
Gargano's protected. You can't pin Gargano because it takes 45 resiliencies for him to run out. So you can't pin him. Kyle O'Reilly's overly protected. And so Shout out to P Dunn eating that pin. So, but yeah, but should be a fun takeover. Looking forward to what we'll get out of it. Definitely should be fun. Shout out to NXT being one of the better, being the bright spot, being the number 2 show, the B show, the real B show. Let's just keep it G real. SmackDown being the A show.
I will say though, because
Go ahead.
I just rave about NXT so much. It's some weeks where I'm on the fence between which show was better. At least by the week, because obviously SmackDown is gold, right? But NXT is just so consistent. It's been so consistent since its inception. Well, not its inception, but since they really started getting, building up more stars on their brand. It's just so consistent. I just love how that. Like I said, I think this is the best thing that happened for wrestling in like the last 10 or 15 years. It really is. It's really good. It's a really good product.
Yeah,
I never have anything bad I can say about NXT. If it was something bad, I probably missed it.
Yeah, I feel you. And also on our, I'm gonna start literally calling when on slow wrestling weeks. This is how I'm gonna treat it for now on. Did Roman do anything amazing? Yes, the fuck he
dog
did.
shit out of a fucking Rey Mysterio costume, bro. He beat the dog shit out of the Rey, man.
Maybe Jay started losing that match. He said, "You know what? You don't get 2 chances in one night to piss me off."
He beat them niggas' asses.
That nigga Roman definitely.
Scared the fuck out of Ray. Then put that nigga through the ring. Then he saw Dominic and was like, "Cool ass nigga." So that's happy.
Gee.
And remember we brought up the other day when he knocked Ray over the barricade, all you can hear is Ray in the background.
That's the smallest detail that made that epic was the fact that you hear Ray go, ah, and his
come over there. He's like, "Get over there, Ray."
And then this just shows how I think they purposely let SmackDown run over because AEW comes on Fridays sometimes now because of the NBA playoffs. They said let it run over. They show the credits. Roman sitting there saying, "Hey, looked at Jay. I guess he was telling him something." And then he was like, he looks at Dominic and just power bombs that nigga just because for an extra 2 minutes. Unnecessary shit that I like. But yes, Roman did something spectacular this week. So
it's finally come true.
It is what it is when it comes to that.
It's not over.
Oh yeah, it's not over because right now the rumors are saying that we might get Roman versus Ray at Hell in a Cell. If we do, I've been calling for this match since Mania. Well, since the Rumble. I need it. Just because I know he's gonna beat the shit out this nigga. And it's gonna be hilarious. So I need that. So yes, Roman did something amazing this week. Let's get ready to close this episode out. As always, thanks for listening. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at 3s from the Ring. 3S from the Ring. We greatly appreciate the support. Make sure you follow us. If you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the You Tweaking Media channel. Like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you check out all the content we got on there. There's a new Black Otaku Reviews episode on there. Check that out as me, Cam, and DC talk about One Piece, My Hero, and they talk about Black Clover. Make sure you also check out all the Black Otaku plays that Cam got going on. That man is hustling. I don't know if he's going to do Ratchet and Clank yet because I don't know if he told me he got it yet, but it is what it is. Oh, he might do Ratchet and Clank.
The Clippers have not led at all.
That's fucked up, but fuck the
Kawhi still has 14. Paul George still has 9.
That's fucked up.
Jonathan Mitchell has 30. Bogdanovich has 10. Jordan Clarkson still got 15. Joe Ingles is still at 9.
What does Rudy Gobert's numbers look like? I'm just
Rudy
curious.
Gobert is 3-1-3. He had 1 rebound this whole fucking game.
That's fucked up. Rudy
Gobert
Gobert
got 1 rebound?
Yeah.
And them niggas up by damn near 20?
Yeah.
Wrap it up.
That's fucked up. Anyway, so as I was saying though, make sure you check out all our content we got on the YouTube channel. If you just like the podcast and like hearing our voices, SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow. Make sure you share above all. Let the people know that you with us, and copy some merch on www.utwikimedia.net. Free shipping is still going on at UTM Ships, and 20% off for the month of January. UTM 20. So copy some merch. No excuses. New merch is also on the way. I'm almost done with that project in itself. Thank you guys for listening. Support. Peace.
Everybody.